Oh, okay.
I don't know if I even believe in IQ,
Okay.
but I watched a video recently on YouTube.
That's something a dumb person would say.
There you go. Of a guy who admittedly has like a 75 IQ.
Yeah. Pretty high.
But he has this really interesting self-awareness. It's pretty high compared to you, really low compared to me.
Yeah.
Has this self-awareness where he talks about like in depth the real challenges that he faces in life.
Oh.
Like trying to get
Oh,
a job,
that's
trying to learn a
awful.
job.
He's just on the cusp of like awareness.
Yes. I mean, he has actually really impressive self-awareness. But he'll just talk like, I can't, like the instructions on the back of a recipe is really hard for me to keep up and follow.
Man.
And he's like, I have a job but he has these ambitions too, which is like really like the depressing aspect of it. He has all these things that he wants to do.
Yeah.
Like things that he wants to be, careers he wants to pursue. But he just says that he's held back by his inability to be able to fully compute and understand things in a way that would allow him to do those things. So he's stuck at sort of this dead-end job, earning like $9 an hour, and he's like really depressed about it. It was like really fucking sad.
Oh my God, amazing! Send me the link to watch this.
I will. He has a whole like YouTube channel. But then there's also
just like I'm dumb guy.
But there also has to be downsides, I think, to insofar as IQs even exist or are helpful metrics of intelligence. That there's like downsides to having too high of an IQ.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, it's always that thing where like the more like the smart, the Dunning-Kruger effect or whatever it may be.
Well, the Dunning-Kruger effect is when you don't know much, but you think you know way more than you do. You overestimate your intelligence in a given field. Right,
but isn't it the reverse? What the more you know, the more you understand that you understand less.
Yeah, I think that's the other side of the Dunning-Kruger effect. Is like the more you know, the more epistemologically humble you are.
Yeah,
because you're also aware of all the shit you don't know.
Yeah.
Whereas when you just start learning something, you can think you know a lot more about it because you're not aware of what you don't know about it.
Like a little bit of that mixed in with also just, I mean, well, actually, here's the thing. IQ, though, I think IQ is very different.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if IQ does exist, which I don't even know what that really means, but smartness, like in that intelligence way, because, okay, for instance, I have an aunt.
Doesn't matter. No,
I have an aunt that she was incredibly smart.
Mm.
Also, kind of like a sociopath.
Okay.
Terrible. Not terrible at parties.
Explain the sociopath part. Are you just being hyperbolic, or did she actually have a lack of fundamental empathy?
Hyperbolic, but she was just she was incredibly smart. But the way she interacted with people, you almost wouldn't think it because, again, it's not just like a lack of like people skills, but there's something about like acquiring and remembering knowledge and being able to like solve things and problem solve. But you don't almost appear smart in a way because you're so lacking, or it doesn't mean like if you're super smart, you're like one way or the other. But like in her case, so lacking in the social skills that I almost wouldn't like quantify you as entirely smart.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like because
those imbalanced forms of intelligence.
Right, like it's one of those things where it's like you may be able to do like this incredibly like solve this incredibly difficult formula, but you just can't like honestly navigate yourself correctly into even a job interview.
Absolutely.
To get the big Goodwill Hunting job or whatever. Like, and just one of those things where like intelligence, I almost put to like a different, I don't know, like there's a sense like there's people out there like salesmen, I would say have I guess not intelligence, but have a smartness to them. Where it's not just they're charismatic. That's too easy to just say. No, they intuitively know things to say and how to react quickly. And it's like someone who's really witty. Like there's like plenty of comics who are like these big dumb guys things, but they're actually like incredibly clever and witty.
Well, here's my theory, and I think this is echoing what you're saying. It's not really my theory, but it's something that I always bring up when we talk about intelligence.
Okay, red theory.
There's many kinds of intelligence. The IQ test is a very narrow slice of a certain type of intelligence, a spatial visual intelligence, a sort of logical deductive intelligence. You know, there's that sort of intelligence, and maybe IQ just gets at that narrow slice. There is also, and I think much more importantly for navigating life, emotional and social intelligence, which is what you're getting at. You could have quote unquote average IQ or even below average IQ, but have a really high EQ, emotional quotient or whatever, emotional intelligence, that you understand other people very well, you understand yourself very well, and you navigate people, and you're a warm person that people like because you have this high social and emotional intelligence. There's also mathematical intelligence, a particular type of intelligence. There's musical intelligence. Some people have a gift specifically for understanding musical notation, pick up instruments very easily. They know how to sing in key, right? Kind of almost like it's just there and they can build on it, but they have it in a way that other people just like, you could train them for 10 years longer and they wouldn't be able to reach the skill level of somebody who has that natural musically inclined intelligence. And I'm sure there's many more types of intelligence as well. So I see intelligence as like many different types that you have. Every individual has different degrees of a multitude. It's like when you're like loading a player in a video game and they have all these attributes.
Yeah.
You know, some are like these 90% strength, but he's 20% speed, and this, you know, like that's the intelligent world. Like this guy has 120 IQ, but he has a 67 EQ.
Yeah.
You know, so he's really smart, but he's super detached, and people find him weird and off-putting. You know, and he lacks empathy, and he can't really put himself in other people's shoes. But he's really good at this thing, and he has a PhD or whatever.
Well, there's also qualities that are like in the realm of intelligence, you would say, but are almost different in themselves. Like some people that like, you're gonna throw a roast at me. I already know it, but whatever. Some people think I'm like being fake humble when I just be like, yeah, I'm kind of a dumb guy. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, no, I don't think I'm actually like that very smart, but I think I'm very creative.
Definitely. Creative intelligence is another one. That's
and creative is a much different thing because like there's like you almost think, well, don't you have to be creative to solve some of these equations? You have to think outside the box to get to that. But it's not quite that. Like there's people like, again, where you would have guys that like coming up with jokes that are really clever is an equation that's so different from a math one, but on the scale of how difficult it is to come up with, but it's just two different sides. Because like the one thing I was worried about was people would just be like, oh, emotional and social intelligence. I'm like, no. I think there's actually like different quadrants of the actual like smartness of stuff, like the like creativity, in a sense, and then you have like the intelligence of like processing knowledge, and then you have the you have intelligence of like a higher like adapting like problem solving. Like for instance, the example they always use is like there's a screw that's like you don't have a screwdriver for it, and somebody just knew to pick up a dime and use that to use it. Like that, that weird. I don't know what you call that one because again, I'm a dumb guy. But,
but yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
but creativity. It's not a type of intelligence. It imbues every form of intelligence. So you can be a creative, mathematically intelligent person. So you creative solutions to difficult equations, but you can't draw for shit or play music or anything like that. You know? So like creativity seems to flow through all the different types of intelligences. And I actually have this argument where creativity is, in some sense, a sort of fundamental element of the cosmos. That the cosmos is fundamentally creative, and one of the reasons that we feel so good when we're being creative, anybody that's been creative in any realm, right? You can almost enter a flow state, or just that deep appreciation you get for having created something, that sort of losing yourself in the act of trying to create something, whatever that may be. The reason that we feel so good and everything flows so seamlessly and we call it the flow is because we are sort of merging with this fundamental creative power in the cosmos. When we create, we're getting outside of ourselves and we are participating in this already existing current in the cosmos. And so we call it getting into the flow, where we kind of lose ourselves in this broader thing, this broader flow.
So when Kid Rock wrote "Ba with the Ba,"
the bang, diggy, diggy, up, chuck
he was
the boogie,
flow with the universe.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, yeah, absolutely.
I feel that.
Absolutely.